Hello and welcome to Celebrate You. We are on day 2 and we're at lesson 3, which is Discovery and Dreams. Thanks so much for following along with this audio file. And hopefully what you're learning is that there's so many ways that you can celebrate yourself and get clarity around what it is that you want to be doing. And just coming together is such a great way to solidify for ourselves what it is we want to be doing and how we want to be our best self. So, moving forward, we want to talk about discovery and dreams and how important it is to continue to have those dreams and to really try to help ourselves put those into motion if it is something that we're truly wanting to be doing. And then maybe based on what we talked about last session, which is releasing ourselves from the past, if we have some dreams that maybe we know we're not going to put in motion, to help ourselves release that, because sometimes that is tricky too. And we have hopes and dreams, and sometimes reality sets in and we just realize that that isn't going to maybe come to fruition. But how do we help ourselves to feel good about that, and maybe to figure out another way to get that same hope and desire and dream to come to fruition in a different way? So today we want to talk about those things that are around discovering dreams. One of the things that happens is when we tend to think about, having a dream is we do block ourselves by thinking a lot about what is missing. And we tend to use words like, why is everybody else so happy? Why did everybody else seem to be able to put what it is that they wanted in motion? Is there something wrong with me, or why can't I seem to get this together? And oh, it'll never happen. I'll never have enough money. I'll never have the ability. I don't have enough time. We do this to ourselves, and we create this mantra of words that really continuously put a roadblock in front of what it is we wish to accomplish. And for some of us, we are an all or nothing person. So it's either we're going to go full roar into this and it has to be the best and put together right away. And I want it to be big and move forward right away. Well, to be very honest, I don't have a crowd of friends or run in a crowd of people that have the ability or capability to build, a huge, I don't know, I'm just trying to think, a huge restaurant. They start out small. And most of us start out small, and we start to build on what it is we're doing and learning. Because here's the other secret that I've learned, and I think you might agree, is that I start off thinking one way and that it's going to be and look like a certain thing. And then what ends up happening as a result of starting out smaller and building on it, I learned that maybe I'm going to take a left here and it's going to look a little different than what I might have thought. And it doesn't have to have judgment on it. It's not good or bad. It's just sort of the turn I take because it seems to make the most sense. And I noticed that for a lot of people, they add the negative narrative that starts to continuously offer roadblocks for why it is you shouldn't be doing what it is you want to do. So let's take something small, for example. Some of us have wanted to become a watercolorist. We just really enjoy the thought of painting and putting together something just for ourselves, really. And maybe, I don't know, down the road, we might think about selling it on Etsy or in art fairs. But some of us put roadblocks because we already think we're never going to get people to buy our paintings. So right there, we've decided it's not a good idea. Well, if you really want to do watercoloring and you enjoy the thought of yourself just having that time and just experimenting, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you at least start? Now, we don't know where it's going to go, right? We don't know if you're going to be a top seller on Etsy, and we don't know if you're going to be hanging in some gallery someday. But that's not how we begin something. Yes, we can have hopes and dreams and we can believe that. And there is something about putting that out into the universe and letting our intentions be known. But we have to start first. And what we do is we stop first because we put those barriers in front of ourselves with a lot of negative talk. So I'm challenging us to start with, well, what if when I start my watercoloring, I do have people who are interested in my work, and I do dip my toes in the water on Etsy, and people start ordering, and eventually I am hanging in a gallery somewhere. So I really want to encourage us to start. You got to start somewhere. If you're never starting, then you're always going to have this desire that you feel like is never going to happen for yourselves. And you're going to go on another tangent about the negative ways in which you can never get started. So I think it's really important to recognize that cycle that we do to ourselves, and the language, the words we use when we're talking to ourselves about it, as well as talking to others about it. There's that conversation you have with others, like, I'm embarrassed to say, but I kind of want to sort of do watercoloring. And I sort of kind of want to see, if people would buy it, but I know they wouldn't. I'm sure they won't. This is stupid. I don't know. I'm not going to spend the money on it. Okay. That's a hard conversation to have with somebody as an outsider, as the person listening, because I don't know if you want me to say, don't do it. I don't know if you want me to say, you got to go for it. I'm not really sure what you're trying to get there. And that's the important part, is for you to have the clarity around what it is that you want to accomplish. It doesn't matter what I think or what everybody else thinks, because you know what? 30 different people equals 30 different opinions. The opinion that matters is yours, because you're the one who's going to have to put the elbow grease in. You're the one that's going to have to start. You're the one that's going to have to make the decision. Is this something you really want to put your time and energy into? And it can change. Just be aware that things that we start off on with our one vision can take us to a whole nother place. And to be ready for that, and to be flexible with that, and to allow ourselves to see the beauty in sometimes making changes. But if you never start, you're never going to have a chance to see where this could have taken you. The other thing, to stop putting the guilt or the weight on your shoulders, is to think what others want from you or not want from you. Again, when we put it out there from others, when we start to talk about our dreams and our hopes, what is it exactly you're wanting from other people? Are you really wanting their opinion? And is that opinion really going to matter? If it is, then that's what you do. You say, I want to gather 20 different opinions. I want to see what other people have to say. And then you make your decision based on that information. That's a perfectly acceptable way to go. But if what you're doing is you're deciding what works best for you and whether or not it's something that is a passion for you, you have to let go of what they are telling you to do, what they are expecting you to do. Uh, find some freedom in knowing that you get to make some decisions that are solely based on what it is you would like to do. What's your dream? What is something you've been wanting to do? The other part is discovery. A lot of us don't sit down and just really take the time to discover what is it that we would like to try. What is it that some of our innate strengths could lend itself to and put us in a situation where we would experience um, putting together something that we've been wanting to for a while. For a lot of us, when we don't think we have all the strengths, for example, I'm not great at math. I'm not a business plan person. I wish I could be. And I know that a lot of it is just my fear around math. And so, what I have learned is that in order to get over the hump of trying to start something new, I need to enlist the services of other people who are good at math and that I trust and that can help me walk through that. So, in other words, I don't need to be great at every aspect of putting together my hopes and my dreams. Rather, I just need to know where I can shine and where I might need to bring in others who shine for different places and spaces that I might need to make this dream a reality. I also think that it's important to set your intentions, as I mentioned earlier. You know, to say what it is you want to be doing and then make a plan to move forward is so empowering. It really is. And there's a lot of work around vision boards and having people that you can trust to tell your deepest, darkest secrets and desires to, and to proclaim it as such. That is powerful stuff. And I think that that's really important for many of us because it also holds us accountable. It's one thing to say, I'm going to do these things and continuously say that. And then it wears on us because we never do those things. And then we're always feeling a sense of regret or let down, angst, all those things that we end up feeling because we never did do those things we wanted to. And yet, if we proclaim it, if we say it out loud, if we tell other people, if we write stuff down, that's where we can be held accountable in gentle ways, not somebody who's going to judge us, because we do that pretty well ourselves already. We need to have people around us that are going to support us in following our dreams and our hopes. And a big way to do that is to discover what is it, again, that we can bring to the table, and then also, what are some ways that other people could maybe help lift us up as well? So, lots of us need to revise our inner voice and the words we use when we're talking to ourselves about being in a space of dreams and having something we would like to accomplish. Some of us, it's really big stuff, and for others, it's smaller stuff. And neither one has any more value than the other. There's nobody's dreams that are less important than somebody else's. And I think that's where we really need to focus is if it's our dream, it's a big deal and it's something that we want to move forward with. And I encourage you to do that because that is something that you will always wonder what if, or if it's not going to happen, then you need to let it go. You just need to let it go and let something else take up its space. Because that's another way that we trick ourselves into thinking we can't do something, is to say and remind ourselves, oh, remember I had that dream and then I never followed through. Well, I'm not really a follow through person. No, you just didn't on that one. Let it go. And if you have another idea or another hope and dream, then let's look at that one and start getting really focused and centered around that. So if we look at our workbook, we will find that there's a heading for discovering dreams. And the first question there is to make a list of dreams and goals that you desire. Just let yourself go. Let yourself, don't have any barriers, don't have any reasons why you can't do them. Just list out what are some things that you wanted to do along the way. And then the next question is, how can you fit these into daily activities? What are some things you can be doing that can help you to maybe bring more attention to these areas? So, for example, if you want to take a photography or become more of a photographer, what could you do daily that could help you with that? Well, one is that make sure you have either your your camera phone or your camera that you can take pictures readily with, and get better and practice and see what you can maybe do to develop some more skill sets around that. Is there some online classes that you would like to take that you could build into your daily routine? Then also look at what time frame do you give yourself to accomplish these dreams and goals. There's something to be said about being held accountable, and also if it's not practical and it's not something you're going to really follow through with, to let it go. It's okay to let these things go, and not waste the time and space inside of yourself to bury what other dreams and hopes you might have had. The other thing is, what are your first steps that you need to take? What is it you need to do? Maybe it is to look at a business plan. Maybe it is to enlist the services of somebody else who can help walk you through what it is you need to do to get ready. If you are a watercolorist and you want to do those things, well, what does it take to have an Etsy store? What do you need to learn about Etsy before you start uploading your watercolor pictures? If it's photography, what is it that you need to do in order to start getting a lot more attention around your pictures that you're taking? And do you need to start uploading it into Instagram, into a story platform so people can understand, or not understand, but see your work? Maybe understand it. I don't know. But I also think it's important to do a little research. What are those steps that you need to take? Money sometimes is a variable. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So I didn't mean to dismiss that you can have hopes and dreams and not have to worry about money, because that definitely plays a role in some of the things that some of us want to do. If we wanted to take lessons and take classes, that definitely is going to cost us something. Or if we need to invest in getting products, again, that's going to take an investment of money on our part. Is there ways though that you can partner with other people? Is there other people that are doing the work that you would like to be doing as a dream and hope? Could you have conversations with them about what did they learn? What are the things that maybe you need to take into consideration before you move to the next step? So there's all kinds of ways to get to our hopes and our dreams, but it's really about discovery of what is important to us and what are we willing to put time and energy into. And then you have to ask yourself if you're willing to make that commitment. Sometimes we just like to have the thoughts, right? And it's just fun to think about. But there comes a time when you maybe are going to need to take a step and you're going to need to put some action to it. Otherwise, again, it's sort of like if you're going to talk about it all the time, then let's see what you're going to do about it. And if it's not really something that you can commit to and put forward, then maybe it's time to just tuck that particular one away. There's a lot of people that will be naysayers to you and maybe not give you the energy or encouragement that you would like. And I would say rise up with your energy, that your energy that you bring to this topic will be matched by others. And you'll find your people, you'll find your tribe, I promise. But if it's something that you've really wanted to do and you've really wanted to take some action and you've put some thought into it, then I would encourage you to do that. And if you're looking for a sign to begin and to do those things, I'm here today to tell you, here's your sign. Good luck.